welcome back. We are continuing our NCAA football win total series. We're moving on in the Big 12. We are on to Houston. And the Houston Cougars, they used to be a great team year after year. We go back to 2003. Art Briles shows up, gets them to their first bowl game since 1996, and bowl games in '05, '06. Chris Thurman coaches the bowl game for Art Briles in 2007. Kevin Sumlin shows up, bunch of bowl games. Tony Levine shows up, bowl games. Tom Herman, Major Applewhite. And then Dana Holgrensen, 4-8 in 2019. Then 2020, 3-5. 2021, 12-2. 2022, 8-5. Then last year they moved to the Big 12. And it starts off with a win against UTSA. They lose at Rice. They lose to TCU. They beat Sam Houston. Then they lose at Texas Tech. Beat West Virginia. And then losses against Texas, at Kansas State. They beat Baylor in overtime. And would lose their last three. Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, and UCF on the road. They finish 4-8. Dana Holgrensen is then fired. So they go to Willie Fritz. Willie Fritz, who has been awesome for Tulane. Got them to an 11-2 season last year, 12-2 in 2022. He was just rebuilt that Tulane program. Also, did great with Sam Houston State before that, Georgia Southern before that. He's a winner, and he will try to bring winning to this Houston program. When we look at Houston, last year the attack was just awful. Normally, Houston is a big-time offense. They just weren't good last year. Donovan Smith is going to be the quarterback. He started at Texas Tech, moved to Houston last year. 2,800 yards, 22 scores, ran for 420 yards, 6 touchdowns. He had too many interceptions, but a solid year for him. The receivers leading, Samuel Brown's gone, Matthew Golden's gone, Joseph Manjak and Stephon Johnson are going to be the main guys. They brought in some guys from the portal, including tight end Malik Carr. Offensive line, they lost their top offensive lineman in Patrick Paul. 4 starters getting replaced. A lot of guys that are just, basically backups from last year doing well. They'll be set at offensive line. I like this Houston attack to rebound from last year. The defense wasn't great, but wasn't bad. 13 players from the transfer portals all coming in, and they're all upperclassmen. Nelson Caesar will be gone, but they bring in Xavier Stillman at the nose, which should be good. They bring in transfers from ULM, Tulane, and Louisiana to play some linebacker. They bring back Jamal Morris, who was a great linebacker for them. 6 new defensive backs, though, to fill in with A.J. Halsey, who's back. He was the team's leading tackler at safety. And the transfers were good. Hershey McLaurin from West Virginia should be awesome for them. Really, the main guy, though, is going to be Xavier Stillman at the defensive tackle spot. He's extremely disrupted. I like him to make an impact on this defense. And when we look at the schedule, they open up August 31st against UNLV. The over-under set at 3.5. They could easily start with a win. September 7th at Oklahoma should be a loss. And then September 14th, they get Rice. So you could have 2 wins right off the bat. September 21st at Cincinnati, and then Iowa State at home September 28th. They're at TCU October 4th before the bye. Then they're at Kansas, Utah, and home against Kansas State before their next bye. They end the season at Arizona, Baylor, and then November 30th at BYU. And when I look at this schedule, I definitely see 2 early wins. I think they're going to get UNLV and Rice. I also think they're going to beat Baylor at home at the end. And then it's just pulling one upset between Rice and Baylor, and there's a lot of games in there. They could beat Kansas State at home. Maybe they get Cincinnati on the road. Maybe they get TCU on the road. It could be Iowa State at home. Houston will pull one upset. So we're going to take the over. We're going to take over 3.5. I think this is a 4 to 5 win team. And we're going to take the over 3.5 at FanDuel, where it's sitting at minus 142. If you like this content, please hit the like button, subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll be back next time to continue Big 12.